What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Risky Ryan Trades. There has been a ton of volatility in the markets lately, and we're going to get into my predictions for the future, where I see this whole mess headed over the next couple weeks, maybe the next quarter. But before we do, thank you for joining me. Here is my disclaimer. Trading is risky. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion only. But I do hope that you get value out of it. And if you do, your likes, comments, and subscribes are appreciated. All right, let's dive into the charts and the indexes. All four indexes starting, opening higher, and closing lower than the previous day's close. Dow held up the best, S&P after that, then the NASDAQ, the Russell still suffering. On the heat map, you can see here Apple holding up, Tesla breaking that $200 mark. Very, very, very bad for Tesla. Other big names like NVDA suffering. You know, Amazon flat, Google flat, Meta broke 500 today and then fell down to below 490. Microsoft, mostly flat. Eli Lilly has earnings tomorrow. Still kind of struggling a little bit. AbbVie has been pretty strong over the last few. And then, let's see here on the ETF side, oil, energy, utilities, consumer defensive. So this is what I see. People are afraid of war. They're trying to find safe assets to put in their portfolio. United Healthcare is one of those, and it is down a little bit today. MasterCard's still outperforming Visa. Very interesting. All right, we're going to get into the charts. I'm going to show you some key levels now to watch out for. Today we closed under a key level on the NASDAQ, which I'm going to show you right now. All right, so I've got a NASDAQ hourly chart. This is, we all remember this day. We had our bounce, higher high, and then the absolute sell-off that ended the day. We had a sell-off to end the day yesterday. We gapped up, sell-off again. A lot of chop going on in this, if you could call it a recovery. This line right here is the 435 level. And you can see here, we closed same spot that we closed after that initial pop. Then there was a recovery. But we're right back to where we were after that relief rally. And if we go to the 15-minute chart, if you were day trading today, you were probably pretty frustrated. So this is today, right here. Actually, I'm going to pull up my chart. Okay, I misspoke. Today was pretty, the plays were pretty obvious. You know, the 450 level, that's a crucial level that I did not think that we would get back up to. If you look at the daily, you can see that 450, pretty close to this candle right here. We also have our moving average coming down. So, pulling up a 15-minute chart and showing you the last few days, there's definitely some key levels to look out for on the NASDAQ. This 435 level, 435 level, you can see we bounced and we bounced and we bounced, but we've pretty much, we have made higher highs, but this is a lower low than this one right here. So a lot of chop in the markets over the last few days, and I do not trust what is happening with this recovery here. I would not be surprised to see a next leg down, and I'll show you exactly where. I do have a fib level at 410, but you'll also see on my GAN, $401 is the GAN level that sits below this. Now, are we guaranteed to get here? Not necessarily. Not necessarily, but would I be surprised to see somewhere between 400 and 410? Not at all. And I would be re-entering some of my higher beta positions right here, expecting some kind of bounce, especially if we get maybe an attack in the Middle East or something like that. It's going to shove this thing down. The volatility is going to pump again. And speaking of the VIX volatility index, we had a green day today on the volatility. And if you look at the hourly, actually here, I want to look at the 4 hour. You can see we pumped back up, tried to hit 30, couldn't break it, came back down, and now we have a doji candle forming in the last 4 hours of the day. We do have a resistance level at 30 and 50 cents. So that, if you wake up tomorrow and the VIX is above this, check to see if the Qs are close to 400. If it is, I will be a buyer at that point, because we will have another one of these kind of days. And I just don't think it goes lower than that. I could be wrong, but that's kind of where I'm looking to deploy my cash if such a thing were to happen. Now let's take a look at the SPY. Closing under this fib channel once again. SPY, the big level to watch on the SPY is 530. You can see it couldn't break it right here. This is the level to break. 505, maybe even a little bit of an undercut to 500 is probably in the cards if we do go a leg lower. And just looking at this chart, I mean, you could see it happening, right? You could see it happening. This relief, 4 hour, low volume. We had more selling pressure volume on these 3 days, maybe, or these 4 hour blocks. Taking a look at the daily chart. Yeah, closing under the fib channel again, out of the cloud, still rejecting out of the cloud on the daily. Really not good. On the weekly, look out below. That's all I have to say. I really do think that this 500 level will hold. If we get down there and like it gets ugly, it may turn into a wick. You could see like testing of the 495 level, perhaps. I could see that happening, but I do suspect that this level holds. If not, we're coming to the top of the cloud, and that coincides roughly, and this is the weekly cloud, that coincides roughly with the highs in last year's highs. I mean, that could take us back a year after this big move. I don't know. I don't see it happening, but anything's possible, especially in this summer of volatility. Let's go into the Mag 7. We're going to take a look at NVIDIA. It's an important name. That GAN level sits at $83. We closed today under $100, so obviously not bullish at all. Closing under this GAN level, or this GAN angle today, not good. Yeah, $83 is in the cards for this name if this name keeps behaving this way. Really not good. You know, if I didn't have like 100% gain on this baby already and I'm riding basically just profits at this point, I'd be reducing and hoping to pick up shares down here somewhere. We could see chop along this, but until I see some wicks like candles like this, a couple consecutive, I wouldn't really consider this GAN angle to be confirmed. And the fact that we're underneath the daily cloud, and the angle. I mean, nothing about this chart is bullish. We are very much in a downtrend on NVIDIA. Apple's an interesting name. We closed back inside of the arc, back above the cloud. Considering adding Apple if there's another down move and completing my full position, just because considering all the volatility and all the awfulness in the markets, look at this, 3 green days in a row. So yeah, Warren Buffett, maybe he made a mistake. But then again, his portfolio allocation was kind of stretched with the amount of Apple. Speaking of portfolio allocation, I do have a special video coming out tomorrow, the perfect portfolio. At least if you had invested in this portfolio over the last 10 years, you would have had a 32% annual return with half of the drawdown that the S&P 500 experienced. Less risk, more reward. So definitely maybe hit that notification bell, subscribe so you can see that thing on your news feed. Really excited about that video. I put in quite a bit of work to find just the best, safest, best growing and safest stocks that I could possibly find. And I think there's going to be some names on there that'll really surprise you and should be on your watch list going into this. If you can get a good price on it, on some of these names, they might be a great addition to your portfolio. Let's take a look at Tesla. Not good. Finding support at the top of the cloud. We're still within this arc. But yeah, we did break $200 in a bad way. And that is where this Gann angle sits as well. There's also a downtrend line that exists from years ago, and it's currently sitting around $225. So until we get over some of those marks, I would not consider the downtrend to be broken. Based on price action, yeah, I mean, you could see a decline into the cloud. I think you're going to be in a range, is my guess, unless there's a big overall market push down. You're going to be in a range between 190 and 200 because there's going to be a fight between the cloud and this Gann angle. But this Gann angle seems to be pretty rejected at this point. 3 days in a row of, wicks pushing it down. We did technically close over it the day prior, but that didn't go well. Lower volume though. I mean, this day almost doesn't count. So yeah, bearish on Tesla still. Sorry guys. Uber had a crazy day the other day. Let's take a look at that. So obviously, good thing I didn't buy it this morning. This thing went down 1%. But we're close to this where we got over the arc. I mean, that was the big thing. We got over the arc and I mean, look at this. Oh man, that would have been a buying opportunity. It hit its Gann level. Shoot, look at that. So this is what I expect the Qs to do. If we get another down day where it opens low, it's going to come down, tap it, and then you're going to see buyers step in once again. That's what I figure. I wouldn't be surprised though if Wall Street surprises us, puts a gap down, and then you think everyone's going to buy right at the open, and then it bleeds out. Then pops up. So be careful on that day. Once again, here's my disclaimer, okay? All right, some important names to look at. Take a look at Costco, because Costco's been, it's inside the cloud on the daily. It did close under Kijinson today, so that's not good. So a lot of price rejection sitting at about 823, it looks like. Call it 825. So 825 is the key level for Costco. I do have, you can see the fib channel and this level here, 787 is sort of the key support level. So yeah, Costco does seem to be kind of consolidating and curling though. So I do like that. Let's take a look at the MACD on Costco because I think that'll be interesting. this in. Okay. We did have a curling moment, but then maybe not. I do have a fib level here at 806 as well. So 800 is going to be, you know, if this keeps coming down, chop, come down, like maybe the curl over happens around 800 and we get our push higher again. But as of right now, it's, you know, still on the way down. Kind of just in a range here. What other stock should I look at? I'm not going to go over the whole Mag 7 today. You know, let's look at Amazon. Amazon's an interesting one, right? Ooh, very interesting. Closed right on the gain angle today. Very interesting. We'll be keeping an eye on this. If we could confirm that a little bit more, that could present a dip buying opportunity. We already confirmed the GAN level here at 151. Wow, did it really get down to 151 on that day? That is nuts. I must have missed that. Holy cow. So yeah, we closed above GAN today. Excellent. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Okay, let's just do a quick breeze through. Meta still in the arc, closing above Kijun-sen, but still in the cloud on the daily. Weekly, strongly confirming this GAN angle. Or is that a GAN? Yeah, this GAN angle. Great. So it's in the arc, showing some strength. Stronger chart. Netflix had kind of a rally up today. Held this GAN level. Tried to even get into this GAN angle, but got rejected down. Oh, this is a weekly. Okay. All right. So on the daily, I'm not seeing this angle. Yeah, right. So this angle didn't do it, but yeah, this confirmed. We may do another tap on Netflix. We may do another tap. Are we coming down to the arc? If we do, that's 550. That's a buy. If you know, if it goes to 550, think about it. Like, what kind of drop are we talking? We go down to 550. That's a 20% drop, 21% drop. I mean, that's a hell of a drawdown. How much more can it draw down? Well, in the past, 75%. So, you know, it's within the realm of possibility this thing drops twice as much from here. Netflix is a hot potato, but hot potatoes can make you money. It can. Look at Microsoft, the beast, rejecting off the GAN angle. Not good. Not good. Closing below $400. Not good. $375 was a pretty key level, and it did tap it in its earnings release. So I could see that as being a strong support level. My position's fully built out in Microsoft. You know, this thing could literally drop to this GAN angle. I wouldn't sell a share. It's Microsoft. You know. You know what? I'm going to give you a sneak preview. If you're still with me, by the way, thank you. Your comments are appreciated. If there's a stock you want me to look at, go ahead, let me know in the comments down below. But I am going to take a look at Eli Lilly, who made the cut of the perfect portfolio. And let's see where this thing is sitting. So, yeah, on the chart, looking like free fall. So I don't have a full position set up on this one. However, you do have a pretty tight range that it's falling into. There was a lot of price action here. And actually, let me pull up a volume profile real quick. Okay, so this is anchored. It's kind of covering everything up. But this is for this whole range here. I from the low to the high over here. You know, I set up this anchoring. You can see it's sitting within like all of this volume here. If it were to break this, it would probably land just a little bit lower, like 733. that would be like where I would go overweight on Eli Lilly, potentially. Potentially. However, we do have a gap here. So I'm not too worried about Eli Lilly. It's already drawn down so much. And when I did my study, this thing did not have a very strong drawdown profile. Obviously, it's been on an absolute smoking hot run. So like this might be warranted a little bit, but I think when this thing recovers, it's just gonna go parabolic one more time. That's kind of how I feel about Eli Lilly. So this has earnings tomorrow. Be careful, trade smart. I don't like to trade earnings really, but if I see a share get down to like in the 725, something like that, I'm gonna have to buy a share. I'm gonna have to. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me. If you've gone this far, consider giving me a subscribe. I don't have 100 subscribers yet, and I think that like a magical fairy comes down from Wall Street and hands me a golden bull once I get 100 subscribers. That's so I've been told. So if you can help me achieve that, wow, I appreciate it so much. Like, comment, do all the stuff. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next video.